It is 6 a.m. and the pups are up because we are going to the Montsweag flea market in Montsweag, Maine. I met my friend Marge here and she usually sells. It is a Wednesday morning, bright and early before work, and we have like an hour to shop. So she's with me and we are looking at jewelry. We're looking at all the fun things that they have. And like I said, she usually sets up a table, but today we decided to just go shopping. All right, we're looking at this jewelry and I don't know, I really like this. I think it's stone. I don't know what kind of stone it was. I thought that was really pretty. And then this one was also a stone necklace that was pretty. There were no prices on it, but over here in this particular vendor, I found a couple of good items. I found this blue rhinestone brooch. And then I thought that was damascene on top, but it ended up not being damascene. That was a real pretty rhinestone brooch. And then I found this blue one. It has like that navette with those like ombre stones in it. So I did buy that one as well. I found a dragonfly, and I will give you a little tour of everything I got at the end. All right, here we're looking at some cast iron pans. They're like everywhere in Maine. I think that's like a go-to item up here. I see them in all the flea markets and all the antique malls. So if you need some cast iron, come to Maine. You will find it. Look, there's more. There's more. All right, here's a like broad shot of what the flea market looks like. I found these cute little piggy jar. I thought it was going to be a bank, but it looks more like a planter. And then this was adorable. I probably should have gone and back and got it. It was an Italian frog dish. It was made in Italy. Cute little Santa and Mrs. Salt and Pepper shakers that Marge found over there. And then we got some old signage and then a picture of the monkeys. And I was telling Marge, like, I watched them when I was a kid. She's like, you're too young for that. I'm like, no, seriously, they were on TV when I was a kid. So I'm sure it was reruns, but it was, I think, on Nickelodeon, I want to say, or something like that. And then down over here, this vendor had a ton of some beautiful rings, some sterling, and I did a quick shot, but I did take my time and look through everything. I didn't see anything I needed in this particular case, but always good to stop and look. And I zoom so fast. Marge is like, oh, you missed this, you missed that. She actually found a really cool micro for me, so I was going too fast. And then these cute little Polish pottery dishes, and those were priced at $5 each. And let's see, down here there was a ton of Fire King. They had that bone color, the lusterware, and of course the jadeite. There was some D-handle mugs and plates and chili bowls. So real fun to look at when it's like all clumped together like that. And then I found a ton of marbles over here. I'm like, wow, look at all those marbles. Nah. It was like overwhelming. Yes, the pups are with us. Some duck decoys, more license plates, some silverware, just lots to look at. A little checkerboard. I love the wood crates. I'm obsessed with wood crates. And George actually uses them when he sets up at antique shows. He displays with them, and they make great storage when you're traveling. I found these cute little butter pats. I believe they were Limoges, but I think they're just adorable. Like, they don't have to be, oh no, they were Nippon. They don't have to be for butter. You can use them for like little rings or trinkets, but always fun to find. I thought those were beautiful. I didn't ask how much they were. Maybe if there was 4, I probably would have, but there was only 2. And then of course there was some more butter pats, a bunch of singles in there as well. So I thought that was a fun little box to go through. A little spoon, some old hardware for doors. I love, like, I shouldn't say that. I actually don't like digging through boxes, but when I can see it on top and it's cool, I like it. And then some people have sheds. Like, they keep their stuff here year round and they just open their shed and pull out the front table and set up, and then you can go in their shed. And there was some cute little figurines up here. Look at that cat. The owl was pretty good. More figurines down here. Lots of books. A knife set. I mean, it is a flea market. It's not just vintage items. You're going to find a little bit of everything here, though most of it was vintage, I will say. And some old bottles over here. So fun little shed to go through. And Marge found this handmade pottery plate with a cute little saying on it, and it was local to Maine. And she knows I'm looking for stuff that's signed for the signature series that's coming up on Knickknacks, so she was trying to help me with that. Some old toys over here, more old bottles, and then bottles of marbles. I think they were like $20 each, which was not that bad. So I was checking those out. And then here we are. Here's the micro mosaic that I walked right past, and Marge is like, what are you doing? There's a micro mosaic in there. And there it is. It's a large one. It's got some beautiful florals on it. So for $20, I said, sure, why not? So I did buy that, and I'll show you that at the end as well. And then I'm over here looking at more jewelry. Cute little seal. I thought it was an otter at first, but I guess it's a seal. And then this one was really pretty too with the orange cabochons, but it was $20, so those prices were right where they need to be, so could not get them for resale, as cute as they were. And then they had some old books, dishware, lures. Lures are a big thing up in Maine, and this cute little skunk. Marge found this vase. It had some florals on it. I don't think that's terribly old, maybe 80s if I had a guess, but that's just a guess, maybe 90s. Cookie plate back there. Oh, I wonder if those mugs were Longaberger. I went a little too fast there. Little glass pie plate, more dishware, vases, old bottles. And then I found this cluster of paperweights. Two were glass and one was lucite with flowers in it. They were $20 each, and since the two glass ones were just Chinese ones, I did pass on them, even though they are pretty. They got some nice colors and nice florals in them. More cast iron, some old plates, some planers over there, marbles. Look at these shooters. There's a whole ton of them in there. Oh, I don't know. I thought about them. I did. I thought about them. And then down over here, there was a ton of Pyrex. There was some pink Pyrex. I think that the gooseberry, can't tell from here. Of course, I was more attracted to the bags of jewelry. They were about $6 each, and there was only one in there that I really, really liked, which was a cloisonne necklace, but I think that one was like 16, so fun to go through, but not good for resale anyway. And then there was a little enamel on metal pot over there that Marge was checking out. So yeah, it's kind of hard to see them through the baggies too. There it is. There's the one that I liked. All right, I found this fish and it was pretty amazing. And then Marge found a Fenton Bell that was really pretty. And I'm checking out the fish to see if it's signed because it looks artisan made. It looks really well done, but I could not find a signature. So I was really sad about that. That would have been perfect for the signature series, but the rule is it must be signed. Not a stamp, not a maker's mark, it has to be signed. And then that was a cute little Polish candle votive. And then down here there was some fused glass and some linens. All right, now we're here at Sprague's. I hope I'm saying that okay. It is a little lobster shack along the water here. And of course, we had to get a lobster roll, some coffee, and cheese curds. I did share a little bit with the pups. Here they are. Sometimes they like lobster, and then sometimes they spit it out. So today, let's see. Are they going to eat it or spit it out? Today, ooh, Pretzel ate it. Rocco's the better candidate to spit it out. We'll see if he wants some today. He's licking his chops. And yes, today he likes lobster today. Some days he does not. And then we went to Wiscasset Antique Mall. The pups are with me, and I found this huge paperweight. It's ginormous. It was $40. It had like this bubble burst thing going on, and I thought about it, but there was some bruises on the top there that you can see. So I'm like, no, I don't, even though it's cool and huge, I don't need a paperweight that has a bruise on it. And then I found this Anderson Design seagull. So Anderson Design is actually out of Maine, so I find it frequently. It was $47, which is not a bad price if you're a collector. And then I found this cute little weed pot down here I had to check out. I like the yellow glaze on it, and I don't remember if it was signed or not. All right, let's keep going. Down over here, there was some more beautiful artwork hanging up on the wall. They had some baskets, some taxidermy, a little bit of everything in that booth. And then I found another paperweight, and this was like a stamp from a bank, but it was like all metal, so it'll make a good paperweight. And let's see, what else do we have down here? We got old washboards, old wood buckets, very primitive. This particular antique mall has a ton of primitives. I think that's railroad lanterns. You never know what you're gonna find though. I've had some great luck in here. I found some great jewelries in the past, some pottery, some glass, Bakelite. I've gotten a ton of Bakelite out of this antique mall, so let's just check out everything because you never know. And then their vendors are very eclectic. They don't usually focus on like one thing. Each booth has like a little bit of everything, so that's pretty cool part of this place as well. Old basket there. And then I was checking out this other paperweight. It was like $17.50, I want to say. It was glass, and then it had this picture on the bottom. Thought that was pretty neat. And then down over here, we're gonna go and check out this Westmoreland. It was green. It caught my eye, and I thought for sure they were gonna be separate, but they were selling them as a set. There was a little swung glass vase, little fairy lamp there, and then just a little trinket box. And the whole set was $175, and you get all 3 pieces, so pretty cool. I do like that shade of green, and the fact that they all match was fun, was nice. I don't see matching sets like that. They're usually all sold separately. So I'm checking out this booth to see if there's anything else in here, and out of the corner of my eye, I spotted this paperweight. I like the colors in it. It has some nice fall colors. It was $45, so I did like it, but I had to leave it behind at $45. It was probably Chinese if I had to guess, but super pretty. And then down here, I saw these like little samples and pieces of quilts, and I'm like, wow, that's talent. I don't possess that talent, but then I found this Fenton Daisy and Fern Cranberry Opalescent picture that was real pretty. It was like $75, I want to say. Some Flow Blue china, and then down here there's a little bit more dishware, like little egg cups I saw, some little sugars and creamers, some blue opalescent glass. And I like the chairs hanging on the wall, which kind of like served as shelves. More Flow Blue china back there. And then this vase gets me every single time. I always think it's like a Kelsey Murphy, and it's not. Yeah, it is not Fenton. But it gets me every single time. It's actually called Gallery something. It had a sticker on the bottom. And then we find this Kimpier Henriot pieces, which are gorgeous. They look newer, like in really good condition, or newer, one of the two. They're out of France, super pretty. When you find them like cheap enough, definitely pick them up, but these were priced right where they need to be. Sorry, Pretzel was slurping water in the background. Found some saltware, salt glazed stoneware vases. That one looks like a bank with that little slot in there. I love them all together. There's some Beaumont Brothers, some Rowe, and of course, Eldrith makes some stoneware pottery. They're all, I love them. I just love them. And Salmon Falls, which is actually not that far. It's in Dover, New Hampshire, which is right across the border. And then up here, checking to see if there's anything I need. And then over here, this was a really cool piece. I just wanted to show you guys. It was made with like all different like shards of stuff, like cups and bowls, and it was just like somebody's memories, and I thought it was pretty cool. And it was priced at only $45, which I thought was a good deal. And then down here, looking at this owl that caught my eye, old hardware for doors. And then, of course, more paperweights caught my attention. Look at that real pretty red flower in there. It's Chinese, but I've had this one before, and people love it. I think it was like $24, which is not bad. And then a cute little blue floral one. So I had to check those out. There is a cute white finger vase back there. Some mirrors. Real pretty yellow lamp right there. That's gorgeous with the pink flowers on it. And then, this was the find of the day. This is a Sean Messenger vase, and it is from their landscape series, and it is just stunning. And I'll show you a better picture at the end because that green dichroic is amazing. They had it marked for $220, and I sent a picture to Jocelyn like, you get first dibs, let me know. And then in here I found some perfume bottles. I love the shade of blue. I did pull them out of there to get a closer look. One was signed, one was not signed, but the one that was signed was artists I didn't recognize, so And then they had some little glass kisses, little glass top in there that were really cute. And then this particular case had a fantastic Halloween and Christmas in there, so I had to stop and check those out. Paper mache jack-o'-lantern candy containers, some old Beastal die cuts, and then of course we have some mercury glass bulbs. I found this ceramic hen-on nest, and I thought that was interesting because most of them are glass, so I had to check that out. The tag said it was super rare, so that's pretty neat. And then we got the Royal Beirut lobster set. And then in the cases, I found this amazing yellow with blue flower forget-me-nots and micro mosaics. I did pick up that one. Checking out the other jewelry real quick. And then in here, there was some real pretty hat pins, and they were pretty good prices, around $20 each, so not bad for a collector. Wanted to show those to you. And then in another case, I found that red micro mosaic, which I did buy. Barbara Streisand's dog peed on this pole in 2006, in case you wanted to know. And here is one last look at the water. It is beautiful. Shorebirds running around while I was there, and just real calming. Here's a quick look at everything that I got. This is the Sean Messenger vase. It's got some beautiful green dichroic. See that picking up that little shimmer? They call it landscape. It's got like beautiful, those look like poppy flowers. This is an absolutely stunning vase. Of course, I'm going to give Jocelyn first dibs because she loves the Sean Messenger, and she's had other pieces from this particular line. But look at that. That's so good. So it was marked for $220, but it was actually on sale for $198. It was 10% off. So at that price, I'm not going to leave it behind. So either her or I will have that. But then I found the 2 micro mosaics also at the antique mall. Beautiful. These were, one was 20% off. I think that one was 20% off, and that one was 10% off. So I even got sale prices on things I didn't even know it was on sale. At the flea market, I found this milk glass necklace, this beautiful brooch here, the micro mosaic pendant, which is obviously a necklace, was only $20. And then I also found a dragonfly, butterfly, and this blue rhinestone brooch. So that's everything from today's shopping excursion. I hope you enjoyed it, and here's one more look at this stunning vase.